Hello again, and welcome to the next part of the blind playthrough of Tyranny with me, Red Zed. If you skipped over last episode, you should probably know I've respec'd Durago, and I'll just show you very, very quickly. I don't think his stats changed much, if at all. Mostly, no change here, but here I've abandoned the range stuff. I haven't found a good artifact javelin. I'm very disappointed. So what I did is I went into agility instead. Now that requires that I have nothing in the offhand to use these duelist skills, which will give me counterattacking and higher accuracy. So I'm going to have more crits, and I'll be putting out more damage as I get hit. I do have some bonuses to dodge and parry with that. Now riposte, it occurs when I'm being missed by an enemy's melee attack. So I don't know if... Yeah, so I assume that basically I parry it and I attack it. So the higher my parry, the more of those I'm going to get. I think that's how it's going to work. I don't know if my loss of a shield is going to mean that I'm going to start taking more damage. We're going to find out pretty soon. I also got a stance, so I can start just dishing out more damage anyway. And I kept these two in the leadership tree, basically just because I think they're really, really nice to have. So, first things first, let's go to Ashfield. We're going to talk to Bled Mark, who is probably very curious about what we've been up to. Hello. Oh, hi, Mark. How's your sex life? Do you have a football we can throw around?
Remember years back when I told you justice is just the name for the biggest sword in the realm? Claiming the Dauntless is part of establishing your own might, your own authority. Even if you dislike its heft, I'd advise you to keep the blade close. It has symbolic value beyond its martial applications.
Okay. I could use some practice with wielding its weight.
Really? Now you want to spar?
Cheap, 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 cheap. Oh, he does it. Yep, good. We gained some renown with the Dauntless.
Let's not get too distracted. I'll
Okay.
admit, I'm surprised. After such great efforts building trust, you chose, or perhaps cannot help but follow, the solitary path.
But you respect that, right?
I've seen what you can do. You
The
are
senpai
no
noticed
mere
me.
wild talent. You are something far more unusual, and more dangerous. The other Archons will fear you, envy you, hate you in almost every manner. And none take this hatred to such sublime depths as the voices of Nerat. He has begun the marching chant and mobilized the Scarlet Chorus against you.
Bring it
You
on.
should be flattered. Only Graven Ash has ever enraged the voices this dearly.
Well, Scarlet Chorus are no threat to me.
Well, any one soldier in the chorus is no threat, that much is true. But Nerat is planning on sending thousands of gangs to Vendrian's Well. I do not think you will be able to simply carve through them all.
I can.
Despite my interest in seeing you try.
No, I can. Seriously.
You should return to your lands at once, lest you wish to see the mountain spire overrun with hordemen. When you have secured your own yard, we will discuss the next steps.
Alright. Okay. Cheap, 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 cheap. Okay, so the Scarlet Chorus are going to attack Vendrian's Well. Come on. They don't stand a chance. They have 0 chance. And I've received a missive from Tunon. I should probably read that before I depart. I don't like to keep the boss waiting. Word reached the court that you have dealt with the seditious mercenaries claiming for themselves the mantle of defenders of Lethian's Crossing. You have the gratitude of both myself and the Overlord. The disruptions in the settlement long stymied the production of iron goods for the war effort. Forge Master Zdenya personally thanked me for your intervention. Congratulations. The Forgebound Guild are a strong and tireless ally to possess. I think that's because I asked her to put in a good word for me. Probably collect all those things too. Upgrade a bunch of armor and stuff. But first, let's go to Vendrine's Well. Let's go. Let's go see what's going on. Let's go kill some Scarlet Chorus. They used to be my friends. They used to be my homies, but yeah, they just get tired of them for a while. After a while, you know, it's like the romance dies. The romance dies. It's like marriage. No, I shouldn't say that. Fatebinder Durago, you've made new friends, I see. I'm here at Bled and Mark's behest. Oh, really? Like, why would he send you? That's weird. Should you fall, I will be in possession of the spire ahead of our enemies. Why? I don't want it to go to you. Can you go out and fight them first, and then I'll fight them up here? Because that would be much more convenient for me, really. And though I was not instructed to aid you, he didn't specifically forbid me from cleaving a few skulls, should I feel so inclined. The truly maddening thing is not that Narat has sent a teeming throng clamoring for your head, but that he has sent yet a slice of the warriors he has amassed at Cacophony. Assuming you survive this day, we'll need to... What? Oh, it's doing something. It's finally doing something. I've only got half of the spires activated across all of Terratus by the looks of it. But it's doing something. Oh my god, I've created an artificial sun. We can... If we knew what electricity was, we could power all of Terratus. Well, this is shit. You'd think a spire would know some better songs, but I guess there's no accounting for taste. You do realize that the energies of this place are all centered on you? I don't know what makes you so special. Hey, I thought we were friends. Why are you talking to me like that? What was that? Assault against the Spire's foundation? Earthshaker magic, perchance? Couldn't be. Give me a moment, I'll get to the bottom of this. I will find out what's wrong here. I've heard Rogalis prattle on a great deal about the spire that thrusts as a blade into the sky, and as well to your mastery of its magic. Before the enemy comes to claim what is ours, I suggest you explore whatever link you have to this tower. Let us hope to Kyros there's some ward that can be enacted, else we'll have no defense but to hurl loose stones from the spire's ledge. Hey, I think that would actually work. It's a long climb, and I don't know if they have the patience to make ladders that can reach this, you know? I think we could do it. Well, the spire resonates with my voice. I'll shout to the valley that I have an edict from Kyros. That should get them running. They'll realize quick enough we're bluffing. But if we've any luck, some of them will run rather than risk the incompetence. I'll ignore your illicit impersonation of the Overlord just this once. Yeah, that is illicit, isn't it? I'm not a very good Fatebinder. You know what? That is something I would like to do, though. I would like to do a bit of training, because I'm so far behind in levels. Oh, I wouldn't mind some more parry. Thank you. That does level him up. Excellent. Lone Fang. You're not my party member. What do you got? Oh, you give me stuff. Okay, cool. Cool. It's not exactly what I wanted, if I'm totally honest, but... Kenrick, do you give me things? What? Oh, okay. You kind of suck. Hills and Shadow, you're there. Okay, I can't train anymore. Okay. Fine. I'll just increase my strength a little bit. There we go. Yes. And I think I'm done with this tree. Let's go into... Arbor of Knowledge wouldn't be so bad. Seize Initiative would be pretty good. I kind of want Sunder, though. Sunder's pretty nice. It breaks armor, which is very cool. Cleave, meh. I have Cleave on my heavy armor character in a different playthrough, and it's... I don't know, it's pretty situational. It's good if he's like your main tank, but I don't know, I find it a little underwhelming.
Right.
A little underwhelming. Heavy armor just, it makes all of your attacks so slow. It's really horrible. Still so much that doesn't make sense. I'll second that. Seems like just yesterday I was training you to take a punch. Now you're the... what do I call you? The Archon of Spires? That's right. Sounds like a tarot card, but I'm okay with that. Seems like just yesterday I was making fun of the two Archons in that tent, calling them Statler and Wildorf, whatever. Waldorf and Statler. Never did figure out which one was which. I'm not really sure who's in control here. Is the Spire enhancing my powers, or am I fueling the power of the Spire? Teach me, oh Spire. Half of me is rather curious, almost jealous, wondering what it is you're experiencing when this thing speaks, or whatever it does to you. The other half is glad it's your mind that's being violated by the ancient edifice and now mine. I haven't been the first person to mess with this. Not in 1,000 years. Well, but I understand it best, don't I? Yes. Well, I think it's just chance. I resolved an edict. A lot of loose magical energies dispersed into the world, you know? What could possibly go wrong? Let's get this thing going. What are we doing? Okay. Oh my god. I'm actually doing an edict. Wait, what are these two? Unknown edicts? So would I have unlocked those doing DLC, or would I have unlocked those later? Like, am I going to have to do another edict later? Because that's kind of, I don't really want to be that evil. I don't want to be an Overlord. Okay, Scarlet Chorus are coming. Let's give them an Edict of Storms. Yeah, let's do that. Party effects. Oh, okay, that's kind of interesting. Minus control fire, but they have fire mages, right? So I don't want to do the Edict of Fire. Frost damage converted to health. Really? That's crazy. Potion effectiveness. Yeah, let's just make an Edict of Fire. Burn them. Burninating the countryside. Burninating the peasants. Actually, the Scarlet Chorus. I would never burninate peasants. They don't deserve it. Scarlet Chorus does, though. Crap. So does Kyros have one of these? Is that how he's so powerful? He has a big tuning fork? Fuck. It actually worked? I mean, did Kyros grant you an edict to proclaim? Having broken the edict, I seem to be able to recreate it, if in a limited fashion. Yeah, because we didn't put like an end clause on it, did we? A sunset clause of sorts. Though I find it wondrous, it's hard to believe. You understand, there have been a great many Fatebinders made to proclaim the words of our Overlord, but never has an act conferred such power upon them. Rather, most who proclaim edicts die during, or die young. Then again, after what I've now witnessed, surely I knew nothing. This changes everything. Every eye in the Tiers and the North will be upon you now. But first, you must survive this battle. Go and finish your foes while your edict has them off balance, terrified and running. Act now before they can regain their senses. Now I must stand sentry here, at the ready, to take the spire should you fall. If anyone makes it up here, they'll have to get through me. Good luck, my friend. I mean, I'd rather you go down there, to be honest, but whatevs. I'll go and wreck the Scarlet Chorus. Again. It's all me. Oof. It actually looks just sweltering. Oh god, that's horrible. Mwah. Bring it on. Death Knell. Hey, you sound familiar too. Have I met you before? Willing to burn your own valley to ashes just to put us down? I almost like your style. Think I needed all those unwashed idiots? Just means that me and the top gangs get the best pickings. Be happy to lay you to rest in this little funeral pyre you've built for yourself. Fools, did you not hear me proclaim that edict? Either I cast that edict by myself, or I did so with the Overlord's blessing. Think that through very carefully. I do not liken yourself to the Overlord. Your magic can have startled my weaker troops, but your magic is nothing my own blood chanters cannot affect, isn't that right? Enough talk. You'll be trampled and forgotten. Only the voices of Narat will remember your name. But not long, I'll go after him too, very, very soon. Okay, here's our first test of the new build, by the way. Let's see if he takes a lot more damage. But no, so far he's... Well... It's not doing as much damage as I would have hoped, actually, to be honest. Huh. It's going okay.
Consider it done.
Interrupt him. Thank you. Come on, just kill him for me. Oh, do I have the stance activated? No, I don't.
Bleed out, you little shit!
Aha, there we go. Should be a little bit faster damage.
Entirely useless.
Second breath, we don't really need that.
Get back here.
Someone should kill her. Thank you.
If I had kids, they'd be feeling that one.
Oh, I should assign all those new skills I have too. I get
Will
that.
do.
No wonder I'm not doing enough damage. Slice. What's this? Whirlwind Strike. Oh, yes, absolutely. There we go. Do we have any really good abilities up here that I should add? Maybe that one. Oh. Damn, I have those too. But those are only once per rest, so I don't want them on my action bar. Oh, that cleared his spell list. Aha, I didn't think of that. So respecting your character also clears out their spells.
Could this weapon be any more useless?
That's good to know. Good to know. A little too late to know that. Good to know. Wow, there we go. What? Crimson Great Spear. Oh, God. I wish there was an artifact of one of those. That'd be pretty sweet. Can I not...
Can't do that.
I can't leave my own palace? What the hell?
Sorry, I can't.
Nothing?
See that?
Oh. Okay, don't need camping supplies. Nothing at all, eh? That sucks. Okay. I guess we'll just go up and bask in everyone's admiration because we just did our own edict. Our very first edict. Oh, is that like the end of the act, too? That's crazy. Act 3. Shocked and demoralized by my display of power and the ease with which I dispatched their leader, the Scarlet Chorus fighters lose their nerve and scatter in defeat. The survivors carry with them fearful murmurs of the powerful Archon Durago, a being of enormous might who can cast an edict with the same authority as the Overlord, although I don't know if that's the same authority. I'm more like the speaker of the president, you know? Confusion sets in across the realm. Amid the whispers and information, one fact remains consistent. The Overlord's power has been challenged. You safely assume that such rumors are making their way back to Kyros. Yeah, that's probably true. Sweat stings your eyes as your edict bathes your spire in oppressive heat. Its weight felt everywhere in the valley. Slowly, the temperature wanes, turning from nearly unbearable to almost tolerable. Over the next few days, the extreme heat eventually dissipates as your edict ends, releasing Vendrian's well from its molten grasp. So it's basically just like spending summer in Tokyo. You gather a small council of your closest allies and plan your next steps from the safety of your spire. No sooner do you get started than Callio, Fatebinder of Tunon, pays you a visit with an important message. He wants to see me again. He's very disappointed. He's like, what the hell are you doing? Flaunting the law and pretending to be the Overlord. That's crazy. I keep hearing about this little spire you've been calling your own. Now that you've slaughtered those who would take your lands, I think your claim is as official as it gets. Although, in fairness, I did claim it for Tunon's court, not for myself. So, be grateful. You have an edict to proclaim against me? Yeah, that would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it? A fair guess. I was expecting Tunon to hand me a scroll case with Kyros' seal on it. After what you pulled, I would have wagered my last ring that Kyros would cast a very selective edict against you. But alas, the Overlord has other plans in mind. No one's entirely sure what to make of you these days, Durigo. They all say that you spoke an Edict of Fire, not a proclamation of an Edict of Kyros, but your own Edict of Fire, your own mystic conflagration. You're no mere Fatebinder. Of that much we can be certain. You have proclaimed and broken the Overlord's edicts perhaps one too many times? Yeah, like, 4 times? 3 times? 4 times? No, 3 times? Yeah, 3 times? Okay. If I had known you could do this when I first met you, I'd, maybe have tried in earnest to kill you. I hope for the sake of Terratus that the right person has inherited this gift. I don't know what that makes of you, Fatebinder, proclaiming and breaking the Overlord's magic, claiming these awful towers. It should come as no surprise that an edict is within your grasp, but I still find room for surprise. You're powerful in ways that gang bosses and mages aren't. You commanded this place to do your bidding, and unleashed something incredible on the world. That isn't the work of a Fatebinder. If anything, it's the work of an Archon. Beastwoman will follow Alpha from here to ends of Tierlands and further still. Will Papa prowl deep into north, hunting armies of Kyros at Alpha's side. Together, Shadowhunter and Alpha will slaughter whole of Prima's tribe. Prima Kyros, I assume. I don't have any idea how you're able to do this, but it isn't a power that any scholar can wield. This is something else. You're not the same ambitious hedge mage who learned it out of a book. You're more like an Archon, where it just comes naturally. I always knew you'd be a delightful bit of trouble, but I didn't think you had a touch of the Overlord's power in you. Why didn't you tell me? I'm still not sure this power is entirely my own, or what it all means. It means that you're strong, dummy. Stronger than any gang boss in the tiers, any officer in the Legion, maybe stronger than... I don't even know. Consider Kyros had a first edict, one of storms, I believe, and there weren't always long recitations to go with those early edicts. I would assure you Kyros had to learn to walk before running, just like you. That's troubling. I was sure hoping you'd be at least as informed of your talent as you are capable of invoking it. If you're careless, you could cause untold harm with your power. Yes, and I don't want that, do I? Curious. Curiouser and curiouser. Suppose you have no reason to play a fool. I'll say that however it is you came into this power, know that you've drawn the attention of the Overlord, so congratulations, I think? I come bearing orders direct from the Overlord, by the way. Kyros has decreed 2 things. First, the Overlord has demanded that one and only one Archon is fit to rule the tiers. To that end, the Archons are to settle through death or dominance who is the one Archon fit to inherit the tiers. A little battle royale. I think we all knew that was coming, didn't we? And the second decree? Kyros has decreed you are the newest Archon. So the other Archons now have orders to control or destroy you, and the other way around. See, this is why I try to avoid getting Kyros' attention. And to be clear, this is a command from Kyros, but not an edict? Correct, there's no edict backing this order. Such encouragement hardly seems necessary when the task is its own reward. The Overlord has merely rescinded Kyros' peace. The Archons may kill and maim each other without breaking any laws. Kyros knows, rightly so, that enmities new and old will drive the Archons to mutual destruction. The Overlord need only remove the pretense of peace and watch the ensuing violence. Would you have preferred another do-or-die edict? Definitely not. No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Don't tell Kyros to make an edict. We will comply. Have you heard what Tunon and Bled and Mark think of this? As per usual, Tunon has the emotional range of a pumice. That's a good image. That's a really good image. But Bled and Mark seems almost giddy. I think the old Shadow is already putting names on his daggers. I was wondering if Bled and Mark would hear this order and promptly stab Tunon, but no, it would seem the Archon of Shadow is happy to serve Tunon. Makes sense. I've never known the old Shadow to crave that kind of power. Well, I've heard enough, and I know what comes next. The other Archons will bend to my will or die. No, I'm not that aggressive. Let's just thank you for delivering the message. That'll be all. First step is deciding you won't bow to one of the other Archons. I wish you the best of luck in your upcoming struggle. Know that when you come for Bledenmark and Tunon, I and the other Fatebinders won't interfere. Let's get one thing clear. I want no part of this little contest. Archon, I bow to you. The rest of your madmen can fight over the right to rule this mountainous shithole. Just like that? Just like that. I've got better things to do with my life than throw it away on some pissing match. You all have fun trying to prove who is more powerful, but I already know. Oh god, I hope it's me. A question me and the other Fatebinders have been asking. Can you do this again? Nunaville believes in you, and another who shall remain nameless takes the more cynical stance that the Overlord has a hand so far up your ass she can puppet your mouth. And, you couldn't cast a second edict if you tried. Okay, we'll show her here, and I'll cast an edict on her directly. Me, I think you have it in you. Or at least I like the idea of proclaiming an edict of yours someday. Holy crap, I think we're really getting ahead of ourselves. I am not an Overlord yet. I mean, there are at least 5 other spires somewhere else on Terratus that I could be activating. I'm certain I have it in me to cast another edict, but I'm not sure I want to play recklessly with this power. Cool. That's fine. That sounds remarkably wise. I think you can and should use this power to stop your foes, but as you grow in power, your edicts might remain longer. It would be a shame to leave an arcane disaster that haunts us long after the problem is solved. Considering the terrible damage you'll inflict if you screw up what you're doing, I can't blame you for being cautious. When you rule Terratus, look me up. If you're successful, I know I'll be in need of a new Archon to serve. I know I'm mostly sober, but just so we're clear, you did just issue an edict, right? Wow, you missed that whole thing? You were with me! You were with me when I did it, man. First you cast an edict, then this full-on war of Archons. This whole chapter of the Chronicle it's reading like fiction. Well, I'm okay with that. So Kyros has ordered all the Archons to fight it out until only the strongest remain? I think we can now safely say that the Scarlet Core's philosophy has been vindicated. Yes, indeed, that's true. This is a very Sith kind of move for us to be going in. Alpha birthed own words of power like humans prima called Kyros. Is better mystic than Broodmother who kills in shadow, than Stonestalker's 100 blood, than Beastwoman Archon slaughtered by Mark of Shadows. Kills in Shadow knew Alpha was most powerful human in the whole of Tyr's lands. Knows was not wrong. One last thing, all this talk of you being the second coming of the Overlord, and I almost forgot my duties. This is a court summons from Bled and Mark, Tunon's assassin. I suggest you read it carefully as part of your preparations. Your survival may depend on it. Good luck, Archon. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, I'm an Archon. Archon! We must speak before this goes further than it already has. I know you've got a thing or two on your plate, but if you could make some time for me, a little bird has brought us some interesting news, and I'd hate to have to go stabbing people without you. Okay, so I assume that's both going to be traps, but, wow. Gotta say, we're an Archon. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, what's with the green text? It's all green text. Kid, I have to say, you never did play by the rules, but now you've ceased even pretending to serve the Overlord, to which the Adjudicator is not amused. Unfortunately, the chaos you have wrought in casting the unsanctioned edict hinders our campaign in the tiers and weakens belief in the Overlord. You will at once come to the court, largely to offer penance for threatening Kyros' rule of the tiers, but do not fear, Tunon will preside without bias, and order me to execute a sentence that is fair in the eyes of the law, and only if you are found guilty at the trial. But I can promise you this, if you want to live, it would be unwise to ignore his summons. If and when you first wish to speak with the other Archons to beg mercy, we will not prevent you, but we would encourage you to refrain. At our behest, the voices of Nerat and Graven Ash are also weighing the consequence of your bald-faced rebellion. I mean, come on, they were rebelling first, weren't they? There is something unusual about the ink on this missive. Oh, okay, well, that's probably why they want us to hold the missive over candlelight. Oh, ooh, hidden message, I love it. Have to say, you never cease to amuse. Unfortunately, you have become too large of a threat. Tunon will order me to execute you at the trial. If you want to live, ignore his summons and first speak with me at the Ashweald. Mark. Okay, I will accept your advice. Not like I was given another option, but... Okay, wow. Also, okay, Verse, you wanted to tell me something? Hey, Binder, let me get something off my chest. I burn inside. Oh, hey. we can't do that here. I burn inside. When I dance, it's like I'm trying to let out the fire to quench it in blood. Instead, I just end up stoking the flames. Okay, that didn't quite go where I was hoping it would go, but shit, did any of that make sense? I think I follow. I've always had such a strong connection to my Furies. The bond made me feel, I don't know exactly, like part of something. Now it feels like they're in me. They rise up when I dance, each time a little more restless. When we were going after Crocus and Irissa, I could almost hear them, like they were whispering to me, tugging from somewhere deep. And even I can't deny that it all sounds a lot like, you know, him. Voices of Nerat. Kyros' bloody balls, yes. The voices of Nerat. How is Kyros okay with people using his name that way? That's crazy. Like, that doesn't count as some sort of curse. The thought alone that I could be anything like the voices of Nerat makes me want to flay myself. The voices of Nerat is a parasite. You're a predator. Now he's a parasite, sure, but that wasn't always true. Maybe it starts with the killing, but eventually you've got others doing the killing for you. That's how Archons are made, right? And Overlords. Well, if you don't want to turn into him, don't be like him. I would have really interesting options, I guess, if I had chosen a different background. What are you saying exactly? Be stronger than him. That's the dream, right? Now we just need 1,000 years, some artifacts of immense power, an expansive information network, and the largest army the Tiers have ever seen. Well, you have artifacts. I don't see why that's a problem. We have artifacts. We're tripping artifacts. One more thing before I call it a day, Fatebinder. I'm an Archon now. I think my old title is no longer necessary. After we spoke to Essa, I slipped to scout some rings to keep an eye on the place and send word if anything out of the ordinary happened. Apparently there have been some strangers lurking about. I'd like to head back to River's Break and see if we can't grab one. Maybe dig a little knowledge out of him. But not, you know, in a directly out of the head kind of way. I'll make it a priority. Thanks. Who knows? Maybe we'll dig up something we can use against the Archons. Let's get moving. The war's not over yet. Okay. And
I have
you?
come to regard knowledge as a kind of curse. and I better understand the Overlord's injunctions against too much of it. In knowing why my armor clings to me, I think I began feeling it grow into me. Has it buried itself deeper within me? Or do I imagine this? Kyros has ordered that the Archons determine a ruler of the tiers from among themselves. This is the time to go to Archon Ash, submit to him, and beg clemency.
No? And throw away everything? Come on. I think I pissed him off in the first act, didn't I? Didn't I side with the Scarlet Chorus? And Graven Ash probably thinks I'm some swine who is not worthy of his legion. Come on, no, we're definitely not doing that. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Patrick Starr, get out of here. You're grounded. How many Disfavoured have we killed together? Is that not a capital offense in your legion? Take the final step. Reject Ash and pledge yourself to me.
How dare you, Archon?
Oh, shut up,
Any
Patrick.
atrocities I have committed have been as your weapon. The General understands that a soldier follows orders. I am Graven Ash's shield before all others, and nothing you can say will convince me otherwise.
Oh my god, this is amazing. This is kind of like the, that moment in Mass Effect with, the Krogan dude. I can't remember his name, but, like, you could just beat him on your fucking knees. Wow, that's amazing. Ash's otherwise admirable devotion to his troops has curdled into obsession, Barrack. To protect his people, he would burn every peasant in town, the tears and salt that remains. And salt that remains, yeah. I mean, I don't like my food that salty either. Especially when it's vegetables. Like, vegetables, ugh. Growing up salty? Gross. I'm trying to navigate us through Kyros' proclamation, Barrack. If we can slip you free of the armor this way, it means we might be able to survive the Overlord's command.
You cannot trick your way out of the Overlord's will.
Can't I? Sure I can. Look at the edicts I've broken. Kyros values cleverness. The Overlord always leaves room for interpretation. Think of it as a test if you have to, but it's a test we can pass, right here and now.
Perhaps I was never meant to understand the ways of Kyros.
No, you're illiterate, first of all.
What would you have me do, Archon?
Do you, Barrack, son of Barraconin, hereby resign your commission to the Disfavored Legion and the Archon of War?
I do.
Do you furthermore swear to me your fealty? Do you swear to serve me as Archon in all things and to protect me with your life?
I swear it.
Then I do accept your oath and extend to you my protection. Rise, warrior.
Nothing has changed, Fatebinder. You convinced me to renounce the Archon for nothing. I have committed treason.
God, stop blubbering. Do I still have the option to hit him? No? Then this confirms it. Only Graven Ash can rescind his protection.
You believed you could stand equal to the Archon of War. And I now bear the weight of your hubris.
You bear a lot of weight, but not of my hubris, don't worry.
Make peace with the General, Archon. I would not have you stand opposite him on the field of battle. Only tragedy can result.
Oh, whatever. His daughter's still alive. We'll kill him and she'll take over the Legion or something. I don't know. It's not my problem. It's not my thing to figure out.
Hail, mighty Archon. Your newfound power runs in the face of what I thought I knew. All my life, I've been told Kyros alone can issue an edict. And yet, here you are, proclaiming mastery of the lands just like the Overlord.
These two lines are exactly the same, except it just depends on whether you think Kyros is a he or a her. I can replicate her powers, but I'm not just like the Overlord.
You mean his powers?
I mean his.
You say that now. Let's see if you still feel
Siren
this way
knows
when
the truth,
reality
right? She saw
sinks
him.
in, and your mastery of this newfound power solidifies. The world now bows to your mere utterance. Each day you will grow stronger, while the world becomes weaker in comparison. Put another way, if I could do what you do, the world would be at the mercy of my depravity. Cursing the name of Ebb, Archon of Fecund Fluids.
Oh, jeez.
Let's hope your moral sextant isn't as crooked as my own. Your newfound power runs in the face of what I thought I knew. All my life, I've been told Kyros alone can issue an edict. And yet, here you are, proclaiming mastery of the lands just like the Overlord.
Maybe there's still others besides me and the Overlord?
I should certainly hope not. Terratus isn't large enough for Kyros, and it's certainly going to get very interesting if the two of you start waving your edicts to and fro.
Whoa, hey.
I would have felt if someone
Vulgar.
else were proclaiming edicts. I knew when this one activated the Spire. From what I know of Kyros, the Fatebinder is definitely a wrinkle in some carefully laid plans.
Oh, very astute. It's the reason I keep you around. If anyone has cast an edict other than Kyros in the last 431 years, I'm certain we would know. There would have been witnesses and evidence that outran Kyros' march west. Sages would have heard of
Your
it.
newfound power runs in the face of what I thought I knew. All my life, I've been told
Didn't you
Kyros
already
alone
say
can
that?
issue an edict. What is it you need?
Okay, I'm done with you. In fact, I'm done with this episode.
Right.
I'll continue. Maybe I'll talk to the other party members and then continue next episode. Thank you so much for watching. My dog has peed on the floor without making any sound about it. I'm a little annoyed. I'm going to go clean that up, and I'll catch you next time. Thank you so much for following along, and I'll be seeing ya.